Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Ace here, back with another props video. Let's go ahead and recap yesterday's plays. I did not have many plays at all. So for yesterday's video, I had Zachary Risache over 15.5 PRA, points, rebounds, and assists for zero point 0.6 units. This was our top play of the day. So as you can see, our top play was a 0.6 unit play. I really didn't have many props today. I only had 2 props, and they're pretty light. So I didn't really like that much. But I posted this one. I gave it out on the YouTube video for free for you guys, and that one ended up cashing. He started off very, very poorly. He had 8 points, rebounds, and assists through 3 quarters. So he had 4 in the first, only 1 in the second. He only played 2 minutes for whatever reason, and then he got 3 in the third. So he had 8 points, rebounds, and assists. He was halfway there, only had 1 quarter left. Then he started going crazy in the fourth. He had 11 points in the fourth quarter. So he didn't end up cashing that. So that was super cool. And then yeah, I gave that one out on the YouTube video. Super cool. I don't know why I said super cool. That's super good. But yeah, I gave that one out on the YouTube video, and then I also gave out this underdog Super Bowl protected play slip. Gave that one out on the YouTube video as well. And then our only other play for the whole day was a Kongwu over 15, as you can see, because right before it was the January recap. But the only other play for today was a Kongwu over 15.5 points and assists. And as you can see, he ended up hooking. So he had 12 points and 3 assists. So that was 15, and we needed 16. So I should have done PRA, included rebounds. So I took the L there. Only went 0.3 units on this one. As you can see, it was our lightest play. Well, we only posted 2 plays. So it was way lighter than Risache is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I went 1-1. So pretty mid. I mean, like, nothing crazy. But technically ended up profiting barely because I had put double the units on Risache than I did with a Kongwu. And all props that I've chalked in the last 3 days, there have been, I think, 3 or 4 props. I think, no, 3 props. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 props in the last 3 days that I've chalked. All 4 of them were hooks. So it's been a pretty tough. I mean, we're still profiting, but it's been pretty tough the past few days just with the hooks and everything. The only chalks have been hooks, so that just goes to show you how close it's been. But we are still, obviously, we went up, what was it, 18 units in January, and we're starting off February in profit barely. Not much profit, like not anything I'm gonna be happy about, but it's better than going 0 for 2, I guess. I feel like we should have swept this one here and cashed both if we didn't get hooked, but it is what it is. So yeah, cash the play in the YouTube video though. Zachary Risache over 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But anyway, I got 2 plays for y'all today on the NBA slate. I actually have a few plays in the Discord, way more than I've had in the last few days. So make sure you guys join the Discord to get every single one of my plays. But let's go ahead and start off with the first play of the video. It's gonna be on Bet365. If you're on there, it's also on FanDuel, but FanDuel has actually been bumped, so they might bump it down. Actually, I posted it when I posted it. It was 11.5 points at minus 120 odds on Bet365, and right now on FanDuel they have it at 12.5 plus 100. So they have it one higher for plus 100. So they might bump it down to 11.5. So keep your eyes on that. But when I posted it, it was on Bet365 minus 120 odds over 11.5 points for Luke Kennard. So let's go ahead and include every single game, as you can see here. But it's important to keep up with the injury report, right? Ja Morant, he's doubtful. He's been doubtful for this game. He's real doubtful for this game, which, like more than 90% of the time, when you're doubtful, you're out of the game. So I'm very, very much expecting Ja Morant to be out of this game, and Vegas is as well with how high their lines are for some of these players. They're expecting Ja to be out. So Ja most likely going to be out. Marcus Smart, Vince Williams Jr., and Cam Spencer are also all out. So when we go through games with all those guys out, you can see Luke Kennard is cashing his last 3 games with all those guys out. But it's important to include minutes because, as you can see here, he only played 19 minutes in this game, only played 20 minutes, and then played 32 minutes here. And then recently, January 17, January 24, January 30. So in the last few weeks, 26 minutes, 27 minutes, 33 minutes. So his minutes have been going up when these guys have been out, because the Grizzlies, they run a weird rotation where they play like a ton of players and they let everybody get minutes. But as of late, when Ja Morant's out, they've been giving Luke Kennard pretty good minutes. So if we go ahead and go to the minutes filter and filter it through games where all those guys, those 4 players are out, but Luke Kennard also gets 25 plus minutes, you can see here that he's cashed in 3 out of 4 of those games, averaging 19.3 points per game in games where Ja Morant, Vince Williams Jr., Marcus Smart, and Cam Spencer are out, and Luke Kennard gets 25 plus minutes over in 3 out of 4 of them, averaging 19.3 points per game. The only chalk was a hook against the Kings. We got over 11.5 points. His only chalk was a hook against the Kings. So that goes to show you how closely he's been with this prop so far with all those guys out. In the Kennard's last 2 games without these players and getting 25 plus minutes, so in this Pelicans game and in this Rockets game, he's averaging 24.5 points per game in these 2 games on 22.7% usage per game. He's also coming off a 33-minute game here against the Rockets, so the Grizzlies, their trust in him has increased a lot. The Grizzlies trust him a lot as their starting point guard when Ja Morant is out. So like I said, Ja Morant's doubtful, so very, very almost positive that he's going to be out of this game. Let's go ahead and talk about the matchup. So as you can see, 36% of Luke Kennard's points this season come from spot ups. The Bucks, they're allowing the 11th most points per game to spot up, so pretty solid matchup there. 24% of Luke Kennard's points come in transition, and the Bucks are allowing the 9th most transition points per game, so that's pretty solid as well. And then also, if we look at his shot chart here, you'll see 55% of Luke Kennard's points come from the above the break 3 specifically, which is crazy. More than half of every single one of his points, more than half of his points are specifically above the break 3. So that's going to be a spot that we're going to be targeting here, right? We're hoping for a good matchup here in the above the break 3 department. Over half of his points. And the Milwaukee Bucks, they're allowing the 10th most points per game to the above the break 3. So really, really good matchup. But if we go ahead and look specifically at recent data, right? In the last 10 games, if we go ahead and look at the last 10 games, the Milwaukee Bucks, they're allowing the 2nd most above the break 3-pointers made per game in the last 10 games out of all teams, the 2nd most, and that's where Kennard gets more than half of his points. So that is an amazing matchup right there for above the break 3s for Luke Kennard. So love to see that. He should be able to feast in that above the break 3-point department. And also, I'm a Grizzlies fan, right? So I watch a lot of Grizzlies games. I watch a ton of them. One thing I have noticed in the Rockets game and in the past few games when Ja Morant's out is that the Grizzlies, they run like one of the least pick and rolls in the entire NBA, which is kind of crazy because NBA is such a pick and roll game nowadays. The Grizzlies, they kind of shy away from that, which is part of the reason why Ja Morant hasn't been as good as he usually is because, you know, he's really good in the pick and roll, but the Grizzlies just do not run pick and roll that often, which that's a topic for another day. But anyway, when Ja Morant is out, Luke Kennard gets a ton of volume as a pick and roll ball handler. As you can see here, he only gets 7% of his points from pick and roll ball handling situations, but when Ja Morant is out, that skyrockets. If you go ahead and look at the Rockets game and you look at every single one of Luke Kennard's shots, like half of his shots and half of his makes were from pick and roll ball handling situations. So, yeah, he's going to see a lot of pick and roll action here, which is great in this matchup because the Bucks, as you can see, they're allowing the 7th most points per game to pick and roll ball handlers this season. So it looks can be deceiving. Only 7% of his points come from there, but when Ja Morant is out specifically, he gets way more action as the pick and roll ball handler because he's a starting point guard. So yeah, that's going to be something that we're going to be looking at as well. And then yeah, the Bucks, just in general, they're allowing the 8th most points per game to point guards in the last 30 days. They have a really good defender in Andre Jackson Jr., but I do think that Andre Jackson Jr. is going to be defending Desmond Bane, even though Desmond Bane is going to be playing shooting guard here because Desmond Bane is going to be the best guard in this game for the Grizzlies. So I'm definitely expecting Andre Jackson Jr. to guard Desmond Bane and not Luke Kennard, which would obviously help Luke Kennard because Andre Jackson Jr. is a pretty good defender. And yeah, that's the play. That's the first play. Luke Kennard over 11.5 points. I really like it for all those reasons that I just said. Really good matchup for a lot of his spots and the above the break 3 specifically. So hopefully he can light it up from deep. And his 3s are 2.5. So if he goes over that, that's 9 points. And his points is points prop is 11.5. So we just need, it's only 3 higher than his 3s, and he's been shooting a lot of 2-pointers. If you look at this Rockets game, you can see right here, 9 of his shots were from 2-pointers, and he made 6 2-point shots. That's 12 points. So I feel like there's really good value in points as opposed to 3s. So there's that as well. But yeah, that's the first play. And before I get into the second play of the video, make sure you guys join the Discord to get every single one of my plays. So pause the video, scroll down, click the link in the description of this video. Once you click the link, you will be brought with this screen here. You'll click join. You'll see 3 different memberships. The first one, $15 per month. That's going to be all of my NBA plays and all of my NFL plays. Obviously, we only have the Super Bowl left for the NFL season. So if you're just joining now, unfortunately, you have missed out on a great NFL season, but that's all good. It's okay. You got NBA until June. So once you cop this membership, you're going to get all of my NBA plays, all of my live plays for NBA, everything. Live plays have been the best, but I don't post too many live plays that often, but when I do, they're really, really good. But yeah, you're gonna get all of my NBA plays for the entire month, 30 days of all my NBA plays, which we just went up 18 units in January. So very, very good time to cop this membership, only 15 bucks. Second one, the $25 per month, you're going to get all of that. You're going to get all my NBA plays, but you're also going to get all of my Rocket League plays. If you guys don't know what Rocket League is, it is a video game that you could bet on. Last season, 2024, my best hit rate on any sport was Rocket League. I had a 72% hit rate on 300 plus props. It hasn't been as good this year. I'll be honest, it hasn't been as good this season. But at the beginning of the season, it's always kind of hard because there's so many. If you don't watch Rocket League, in the off season there are a ton of roster changes, so it's super hard to get a lot of data, like a lot of stats to go off of in the beginning of the season because there's so many new teams, so many new rosters, so it's kind of hard to get adjusted. There's an adjustment period for sure, but after the first month or 2 months, it gets going. So there's that as well. And then the 1 year access, you're going to get every single thing in the Discord, including daily grind fantasy optimizer plays for 200 bucks. That's a $310 value. You're getting that over 33% off. So take advantage of that. And if you just want the NBA plays, the $15 per month, which you're going to profit on this membership no matter what, even if you don't have Rocket League plays, but you just want the NBA membership for $15 per month. If you scroll down to promo code, type in 2025 and apply that at checkout, you will get your first month only $5. That is 30 days of all my NBA plays, whether it's live, whether it's whatever. All of my NBA plays, 30 days of it for $5 for your first month only. So that is the best offer on the market. Take advantage of that deal. 2025 code, only $5. It doesn't get much better than that. But anyway, let's get into the second play because we have already yapped for a lot of time. The second play is going to be something that my boy A1 has posted before me. So if you guys don't know who A1 is, the best sports capper that I know of by far. This is his Twitter right here at A1Fantasy23. So make sure you guys leave him a follow and tell him he's the best capper that I've ever seen personally that I know of. So make sure you guys follow him. He posted this before me, and he's been posting this play, this system play, for the past few games, like the past few days. So he's been killing this play. Like he's the one that posted it first before anybody, in my opinion, or from what I saw at least. It's going to be Kawhi Leonard over 21.5 points and assists. So when he posted it, it was over 20.5. Now it's been bumped, but I still like 21.5. So he posted it before me, so I just want to give him credit. But anyway, I'll give you guys my write-up. So if we look at games where he gets 25 plus minutes, so it is kind of tricky because this game right here, he got 24, but this game right here, 24.5, you kind of rounded up to 25. So I'm only looking at these 4 games. You could look at this game over here where he went over. I mean, he still went over, right? But I'm looking at these 4 games. So he's been on a minutes restriction this season, Kawhi Leonard, but he has seen an uptick in minutes lately. He's cashed in 3 out of 4 games, these right here, 3 out of 4 games, when getting 25 plus minutes, averaging 24.5 points and assists per game in those 4 games. In his last 3 games, he has seen his minutes bump up to 28 per game. So as you can see, 28 minutes, 29 minutes, 28 minutes. So his minutes have gone up even more from 25 minutes to 28 minutes. And in those 3 games, he's averaging 25.3 points and assists per game. So again, books just are not adjusting to his minutes uptick that he's seen as of late. There's a possibility that he gets maybe 30 minutes here because he's gotten 28 in 3 straight games. It's possible. But even if we get 28 minutes, that should be a safe number. And it's very possible that if he only gets 25 minutes, that he can cash as well, as we've seen him cash in 25-minute games as well. Goddamn. Another thing is that Norman Powell is out of this game. Norman Powell has been getting around 25% usage per game in his last 5 games with Kawhi. So that is huge that he is out. Kawhi could be in line for even more usage than he's already seen, and he's been getting 30.8% usage in his last 5 games. So there's possibility for even more usage with Norman Powell being out, maybe even slightly more minutes, up to 30 if needed, because Norman Powell is one of their best players. Overall, this is just a solid matchup for Kawhi Leonard, and I'll go ahead and show you guys. We go ahead and go to the Clipper and Raptor game and look at Kawhi Leonard. The matchup for him, 33% of his, the Raptors, positional wise, Raptors are allowing the 5th most points per game to small forwards in the last 30 days. 33% of Kawhi Leonard's points come from pick and roll ball handler scenarios, in which the Raptors are allowing the 14th most points per game in those scenarios. So pretty moderate, right? 30% of Kawhi's points come in transition. The Raptors are allowing the 12th most transition points per game, so pretty moderate there again. 19% of Kawhi's points come from spot ups, and the Raptors are allowing the 8th most points per game to spot up, so that's a pretty good matchup there. And then 9% of his points come from free throws, and the Raptors are allowing the most free throws per game. So all these four aspects, his main aspects of scoring, none of them are like super disadvantageous matchups, right? Like these are all pretty moderate or advantageous matchups. So that's very, very good. He should be getting advantageous looks in this matchup. And then as for the assist aspect of this, because we are taking points and assists instead of just points, his points and assists is at 21.5 on Bet365 and on FanDuel. It's only 2 higher than his points. His points is 19.5. But why? In those 4 games that I was talking about right here, he's averaging 5.5 potential assists per game, and he's converted that into 3.75 assists per game when getting 25 plus minutes. All 4 of those games with 25 plus minutes, as you can see right here. Let me go ahead and show you his 4 games with 25 plus minutes. These 4 right here, he's gotten 2 plus assists in all 4 of those games, and his points and assists is only 2 higher than points. So the floor of 2 should easily be hit, and then there's room for more. He's gotten 4 assists, 7 assists. So there's a pretty high ceiling here with his assists, and it's only 2 higher than points, and he should easily be able to hit 2 or more assists. So I like including the assist factor in as well. I understand why A1 posted it. It's just a really good play. So like I said, shout out to him. Follow him. He posted it before me. He's posted this system play for like the past few games. But yeah, those are going to be the 2 plays for the YouTube video, guys. I have more plays in the Discord, so make sure you guys are in the Discord. If you're not right now, go ahead, scroll down, click the link, join the Discord, get every single one of my plays. But those are going to be the 2 plays for the YouTube video. Luke Kennard over 11.5 points, minus 120 odds on Bet365 for 0.6 units. And then Kawhi Leonard over 21.5 points and assists for half a unit, minus 115 odds on Bet365 and minus 128 odds on FanDuel. Those are the 2 plays. I'll catch you on the next video. Hopefully we can get a little 2-0 sweep. Peace.